everyone, I'm back home from the CWIF and let me share my thoughts on that event. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the root setting and these are my thoughts on that topic. First of all, I was really surprised by the level of difficulty and how technical the problems were in the qualifiers. I thought that with 450 climbers and 30 problems, about half of them, around 15 problems, were going to be like really easy and really dynamic maybe and overhanging. So really friendly problems. But that wasn't the case. There were like maybe 5 really easy problems and then things got really technical really quickly. There were a lot of slabs, vertical climbs, really technical tiny footholds, balancey climbing, and I saw a lot of even really strong climbers falling on moderate problems because maybe they were too confident or they didn't focus enough before starting to climb. And in some cases that cost them the semifinals. For instance, Jimmy Webb didn't get into the semifinals not because he didn't climb the hard problems, but because he took too many tries to get the tops on some not so hard problems. He made some mistakes because the problems, as someone said, were really droppable. It was really easy to make a mistake and find yourself on the mat. The semifinals, yes, they were really hard, but I don't really have a problem with that because that's how the semifinals are supposed to be. The semifinals are supposed to be like the hardest round. You have to go from 20 climbers to just 6. And the semifinals is not supposed to be like the big show of the competition. The big show is the final. So I don't mind having a really hard semifinal. Obviously, if you have a lot of tops and it's really spectacular, okay, much better. But a really hard semifinal, I don't have a problem with that. Now, talking about the final. The females final, I think it was fine. A lot of tops, all the problems were climbed. No problem at all with the female final. The male final was the issue, right? Just 2 tops. I think it was Jon Wonchon on M2 and Alex Megos on M3. That's not ideal. But if you go problem by problem, for instance, problem 1 was almost climbed by Jan Hoyer and Jon Wonchon. I don't know why Jan Hoyer chose to go directly to the top. He went like left and then straight with her right hand to the top. Jon Wonchon was left, right, and left again to the top. I think that's the intended sequence, and seemed to work better for him, but still didn't do the move. The move was 100% doable. I know that Manu Hasler, the root setter, was capable of doing the move. I don't know if in demand, or I don't know if maybe 1 time out of 3. I have no idea. The problem was doable, but the question is always, can you do it in 4 minutes? In this case, they could not, and that kind of moves, that kind of problems are always a gamble. And these are the kind of problems that if you change it slightly, if you make it a little bit easier, you may go from 0 tops to 5 flashes. So that's always a gamble. You have to be a little bit lucky. They were not that lucky in this case. Then, well, M2 was okay, another really powerful dynamic problem, 1 top. And the only issue with M2 is that they were falling really early. I think they were falling on the first move really. Not ideal again, but it worked. 1 top, okay. Then M3, the problem was that they misread the sequence. They were supposed to more or less fall on the bonus and then mantle from there. And they were trying to go straight up like Megos did. It worked for him, but not for the rest. I think it wasn't that the problem was too hard, but maybe too hard to read. Well, at least we got 1 top. M4 was the biggest issue. I think it didn't work at all. It was kind of a really anticlimactic problem. You don't want a really slow problem that nobody climbs as your final problem in the finals. You want something more maybe spectacular and ideally with tops. I think the final may have been better if you changed the order. If you started with M4, then you go to M2, then to M3, then to M1. If someone was to climb in 1, maybe end up with M2 in that case. because in the way they did it, they started with 2 really spectacular and powerful problems, and they went to the technical slow climb problems. I think they did it because they wanted, they knew that the powerful problems were really hard, and they wanted the climbers to be really fresh. But maybe it could have been better in some other order. But what do I know? Let me know your opinion if you agree or disagree with me. I think had they been a little bit luckier with the tops, it could have been a really good final. And if you just change the order and get a little bit luckier, you can have a really, really awesome final with those very same problems. But again, this is route setting at this level is so hard. You have to walk this really, really thin line. And well, at least we got 2 tops into different problems. That's about the route setting. What did we learn going into the first Bouldering World Cup in just 2 weeks? Not much really. We know that Jon Lonchorn is really strong, that Petra Klinger is really strong, and that her knee is not a problem. But other than that, Megos and Leneve are not climbing in the World Cups, and many, many strong climbers that are going to be candidates to the overall title in the World Cups weren't in Sheffield. The Japanese team wasn't there, so Tomono Arasaki, Akio Noguchi, Miho Naka, Kokoro Fuji, they were not there. Alexei Rubstov wasn't there, Dimitri wasn't there. Who else? Fanny Gibert and Alban Levier weren't there. From France, only Manu Kornov was in Sheffield, I think. The Americans weren't there, so we don't have that much information going into Meringen. We're gonna have to wait and see. Shona Coxey was there, but she didn't climb. But my understanding is that her shoulder is 100% ready for the World Cups. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. We also know that the 4-minute format is not a good thing. I really don't like it, but I will make another video about the 4-minute not plus thing. About the event in general, I think it was a really, really cool event. One of the best I've ever been to. Was really unique because they struck this balance of they have a really serious and high-level event, but at the same time, it's a really fun, relaxed, and friendly atmosphere. You don't get this tension that you feel in the World Cups. So, really well done. Congratulations to the Climbing Works team. And thanks for inviting me over. They even paid for my accommodation. I'm still surprised by that. Also, kudos to Band of Birds, the company that was managing all the social media stuff. They were publishing a ton of content. I think the IFSC could learn a lot from these guys. If you have the money, just give them a call. I don't think the IFSC has the money. I also want to thank my awesome sponsors, 510, the Brand of the Brave, and Eurohalls for making this coverage possible. So if you're looking for a new pair of climbing shoes, make sure you visit 510.com. And if you're looking for awesome halls for your climbing wall, go to euro-halls.com. And if you scroll down, you'll see the brands that are part of the Eurohalls group, and they have some really awesome stuff. Let me know your opinion in the comments about the route setting, about the event in general, about the live stream. Did it work? Was the commentary good? I know that Shona was doing the commentary, so it was probably pretty good. And maybe you were there, maybe we met. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care.